Well, good evening once again. Welcome and join us for another SEAL game. The Sports Exposure League has grown from leaps and bounds. We've just witnessed a fantastic first game of the evening, and now we are on to the second one. I'll be your commentator, Cletus Masingu, and I'll be joined, as I was joined before, by the jovial and very great chairman that I've ever known, especially when it comes to leading an organization where kids are being given an opportunity to grow. As we look at the CL top 8 standings, Chairman Moses Musosi.
Thank you, Mr. Clay. Thank you so much for those powerful and impactful words. And definitely the standings speak a lot. I was expecting Twende to finish on top of the standing, but hey, who am I? The Sports Exposure League is a lot of shockers.
Well, it doesn't work like that in the CL, does it?
Yeah, last year Twende went unbeaten, but not anymore. Speaks a lot about the competitive level of the Sports Exposure League.
Got beaten 3 times this season, and that includes, does it include? I don't think so. With a turnover as well, right?
Yeah, definitely.
A walkover. They didn't show up.
They didn't show up.
The first game, the season?
Yes, that was the first game of the season.
Yeah.
I assume most of that time is when their schedule was quite busy.
Yeah.
Especially with the Road to Bar competition and everything.
All right, so as we get ready for this fantastic game, Coach Chester is usually quite a man to be around, especially he was one of those teams that did sink the champions, and the champions are in all white, and the former champions from Kenya are in all green.
Yeah, Chester is one of the oldest coaches in the league, so he has quite some experience. And under his belt, he has a win over the champions. That says a lot.
And it's already kicked off early with Garang Ding with a block. Well, this is going to be quite an interesting one, because I'm sure Twende will not be pleased that they lost.
Yeah, definitely. And it's definitely going to be a fast-paced game.
Well, I cannot wait to see what transpires here today as we look at the Twende lineup, which Dismas Mbaka will be number 5. Timothy Ayeko,
the big guy,
has returned from injury. I didn't see that one coming. For him, Juma and Garang Ding, that's last season's league MVP. Garang Ding, and then Larry Shavanga are on the floor for the starting 5 for the Twende.
Having Garang Ding suiting up for this game tells us that they definitely respect from Kenya, and they will not take them lightly.
They have to respect them because they did beat them, and they even have the most informed player in the league at the minute, Fahim Juma, on that floor.
Definitely. Tells a lot.
Fahim did net a couple of 3-pointers the last time they were on the floor at Umama grounds.
Yeah, he did. He's actually been one of those core players for Twende.
Well, it's good to see him return to form. He had dropped a bit of form, and right now he's right back to where he used to have. They started with Junubin, and he was absolutely fantastic. As we look also at the lineup from Kenya, Alvin Otieno, the young and upcoming point guard, Francis Bwana, and Isaac Otieno, another Kenyan international, Calvin Ochieng, and Makut Deng.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Chester won. For his team, he always goes for youth, but also goes for kids that are explosive. And that lineup speaks a lot of what he has in mind and his intention. Ali.
For me personally, the man to watch on that floor will be number 0, right on below your screen where Twende is written. That's Alvin Otieno.
Yeah, definitely. If he gets to his spots, Ali, especially for threes, he's going to cause quite a damage for Twende.
Well, we had spoken about Fahim Juma being the most informed player, and he already has got 4 points.
On the line.
From the line. He's looking forward to this one.
But also I believe this is one of those games that for Fahim will actually be one that he'll use to kind of like announce he's coming back. Shavanga picks a foul there. From Kenya on the line. Now they have to make the most of their free throws.
Well, this is going to be a crucial area for this one. Francis Buana, as he attempts to do what he's doing a good job. And once the game begins this way, you know that it's going to be tight at some stage, and those free throws are going to come in handy.
Yeah, definitely key. Just like the game that just ended, free throws play a very key role of whether winning or losing the game. Garang gets blocked by Buana.
Buana is started very well for this game, and once a player starts like that, you know that it's going to be key, and it's going to be absolutely a fantastic game for him. Fahim has started very well. Buana too has started very well from Kenya, and when you Ayeko, it's good to see him back on the floor after his injury. He had stayed out of the court for quite some time.
Yeah, it's great.
And his size is big. He is humongous. Look at the form of the last five. Nobody would expect it to look like that.
Definitely, nobody would expect it to look like that, and definitely look for at Farms win. Only one loss coming to this
and
game.
that is the form that you expect coming into this game. One loss and one win. That is the last two, and you look at Twende's is just not good. But well, it's the playoffs. Playoffs are a different ball game. This is where you have to handle your nerve. The regular season is easy to play, but the playoffs are a different ball game.
And remember, it's not just Twende. Twende, the reigning, defending champions, who have actually done it back to back.
Already a timeout in, 2 minutes in. Yeah, already a timeout. There's just some tweaking I think is required, because so far it's just not looking like it started very well for Farm Kenya.
Yeah, most definitely. And the fact that they've noticed, like I said, putting it for him is on point, and sure, Coach Chester should be having some few readjustments to make sure that they're able to cover that gap that Fahim has now been exploiting.
Yeah, and for him, they really need to stop him, because he's one of those players, if he's in the mood, he's in the go, and he's already shown that here.
Yeah, Fahim definitely. Remember, he's a player that also played for our national team. Tells you the vast experience that he carries.
He's got so much experience, and when you have that
there you can see the block from Buana.
Buana is humongous.
He was having none of it from Garang.
And if Garang can be blocked, you know that, well, from Kenya are not here playing. They are here to take this one. They are the former champions as well. They do have one World Championship to their name.
Yeah, definitely.
And they won the one that had so many teams. That is 40, maybe?
40 teams.
40 teams. Otieno. And I said it, that number 0 is the guy to look out for. I cannot believe he has got so much talent.
And then it's amazing to see that Twende have not yet kind of like noticed, and they're allowing him to run free, especially inside that point.
He might become very rampant, and look at the team fouls as well, very quick. The time hasn't really gone that far, and both teams have picked up 1, 2 fouls. Twende has 2, and Farm Kenya has 3, meaning that the game has started on a high note. Otieno!
It's a very, very high-paced game. So you clearly see both teams are running the transition very, very fast.
Juma to Shavanga, misses. Buana is immense for that defense of Farm Kenya. He is immense. Look at how he's humongous.
Remember, Coach Chester is the coach that famously says that you cannot coach size, and he definitely goes for size anytime he's picking.
Look at Buana. You look at Buana and standing next to Ayeko, and you can tell straight away that Buana is bigger. He's probably even stronger. Makuch is looking like a small guy near Bwana as the minute.
And that's quite funny, knowing that Makuchi is quite a big player.
Makuch's Deng is humongous. He's also a very big player. Coach Chester will watch that. There he is, the man who said he can do it all, and he always does it all.
Yeah.
Oh, Isaac Omondi with a fantastic shot.
He's also another player that Twende needs to watch. He has an amazing shot.
Especially from beyond the three-point line. Juma.
Yeah, definitely. He's a son of a former international player for Kenya, the current coach for Daystar University.
Here comes Otieno. Ayeko trying. Oh, that was wild. It was just a bad pass. You cannot do that.
He wasn't sure where he wanted the pass to go. And I think for me, I don't think if Twende choose to play this kind of like scrappy, kind of like offensive basketball, they will match up with Farm Kenya, because Farm Kenya loves playing in chaos.
Ding.
Nice, beautiful pass.
Another foul.
I clearly see and sense that Ding is going to be a very key player, especially if Twende to pull a win today. He might not score, but I feel like he's actually going to be very instrumental in creating opportunities for others around him to score. He has a very, very high IQ. Goes on the line for 2 shots. He misses the first one.
Eko needs to do better because...
Definitely needs to do better. Remember what we said earlier, free throws are very, very important. They might either decide if you're losing or you're winning.
Eko misses the second one, and the ball will be picked up by...
Alva.
Dismas Mbaka, face to face with Alvin Otieno. Excellent play from
beautiful.
him, and he just finishes beautifully.
A nice, beautiful Euro. Usually call that Kayole.
Here is Alvin Otieno. Awet driving in, blocked and rejected by Garang Ding, and it is absolutely fantastic from him. I think it's great. Ding is getting back now into it. After that block from... is that? Yes, it is.
Alvin answers right back.
They need to be careful with that Otieno fellow. Ayeko ran into Awet. Struggled to get out, and he couldn't. And away.
Bully his way in.
Another one, this time from Isaac Otieno.
As I mentioned it earlier, he's got a pretty decent three-point shot, and you have to respect it. And as I'm saying, I think for me, if Twende are going to allow Farm Kenya to just play this chaotic kind of like offense, it's going to work to their advantage.
Well, Twende needed a timeout. I'm sure they really needed that one because it was not looking good for them. It did not look good for them as Sadat Gaya had to call one here to consolidate his troops. Troops that went unbeaten for quite some time in the CL, but now that fear factor is absolutely gone because they have lost quite a number of games. As we look at those replays here,
you can clearly see that Farm Kenya are playing this game at a very, very comfortable pace, but also a very chaotic pace. Clearly, Isaac was the one who embattled the basketball and clearly just walked to the line, and Alvin knew where to find him.
The casualness of the Twende defense is showing, because you look at that. Alvin is left completely free by Garang. Garang, who is known for not allowing anyone to have anything.
Yeah,
and then Mbaka, again, another free one. It's just coming and going. Look at that. Another free jumper. Shavanga is late and not on point, and he just gets it. Isaac Otieno. It's just one-way traffic at the minute when it comes to the three-point line. But they need to keep this up, because if you don't, as David Baraka comes in for Twende, who will play defense on guess who? Alvin Otieno. So the young Turks are together. Look at the field goal percentages as well.
And I think for me, like, Twende now have to be disciplined and also kind of like just understand who they are and what they have and what they can do. They are the current reigning champions. They need to start playing as that.
Here's Ayob. Blocked and rejected. Fahim did not get it back. And it will be a foul. Ayob is a lanky figure, but do not underestimate him. He's got a very long height on him. He's very long. Let's just say he is extremely long.
He's the tallest player on the floor currently right now in the court. The scores are from Kenya leading. Twende trailing with just 2 points, 15-13.
Well, I'm curious to see how it continues to develop, because from Kenya right now are in the lead, leading 13-16. And Derek Baraka just checked in for Twende. I'm curious. Dismas Mbaka does not show much of those flair players, but he just converts it the easy way. And I think so far he's going to prove. Oh, Baraka checks it against his fellow scratchmates. And you know, when you are playing against your fellow scratchmates, it's not quite the same when you're playing against people you don't know.
Definitely, those are academy buddies. Those boys have been bred in the FEBA Academy. You can clearly see that they understand each other. There's some respect there.
Yeah, Awet tried to bulldoze, is it Ayeko? And he was rejected as from Kenya make a substitution. Awet, no, gets it, very beautiful Awet. That is absolutely beautiful basketball, and he plays some very good basketball. Here's Mbaka.
That is high IQ, knew what to
Mbaka
do,
playing good well into Ayeko.
That was coming. Ayeko travels. Twende needs to start taking Farm Kenya seriously as early as now. They're literally playing kind of like just casual defense. I feel like they're yet to kind of like just tighten up, like they're just starting the game. But I think they need to take Farm Kenya early now, because if they allow Farm Kenya to start making a run, it's going to be quite problematic. This is the first shot. This is both shots. Looks like a pushing foul.
Isaac Otieno, Alvin Otieno. Oh, there's lots of Otienos on this floor right now at the minute. And here comes Mbaka, who ran into a blocking foul by Alvin Otieno. And surely now it's time for the bonuses to come through.
Yeah, both teams
for
are So Farm Kenya has crossed the bonus line. There are 5 already. Twende have 4. That's Dietmars.
The free throw percentages are not bad for Twende. That's 75 to 42 from Kenya. I think it's pretty much showing a lot of what is going on that floor. Here is Awet. Baraka attempts a 3, misses out. I think that will be Twende ball.
Twende ball.
That one got the last touch. Offer from Kenya hand. Awet, the guilty party.
Kind of like
here's Koja on the line, just trying to get it back on the floor.
Twende's lineup currently right now, it's very, very strong. So just need to be composed, just be more disciplined. That's a better pass from Etienne, but finds a wall of hands.
For 3, misses out. Here's Alvin Otieno. Leaves it.
Beautiful.
Awet!
As I mentioned, and then you can.
We cannot talk over each other. We are talking over each other, so you need to chill out kidogo. Okay, ongea, give me time. Then we cannot talk over each other.
Well, Awet on the line. Well, he needs to improve his free throw percentages because from Kenya are not doing very well on the line, are they?
Yeah, he just had you and actually scored the first one. This is the second one. Is on the line. This is the first one. Good use of the second one. Nixon and 1. He misses his free throw. Hammers that in, taking the scores to 21 to 22.
The game is so close, and when the game is so close like that, makes it quite interesting.
From Kenya answers back already with a 3-point, taking the score to 25. It's another wild 3-point shot.
Well, another foul. Once you start picking up those fouls, and you know right now, this game has been so tense from the start. You can see how many fouls they've picked up in the first quarter, 6 to 5. this is one of those games where players are going to start looking at themselves later on in the game and start wondering, why did I foul then? Because there usually comes a time when now you need to foul and you're not able to pick one, because if you do, you go out of the basketball game.
I think the style of play for both teams has actually just been more of just free, open play, a bit like, I would say, almost like just scrappy-like, but I think that's why the reason why players are just picking these fouls.
Here's Alvin Otieno, face to face with good play into Baraka. As the quarter comes to an end, and it hasn't been the best for the fouls, but Isaac Otieno leads the Farm Kenya with 6 points, all of them 3 points made.
Yeah, crucial threes from Isaac. They've been a difference maker, especially for Farm Kenya.
They are on top of things here so far, and they just need to keep it that way. If they keep it that way, they will have a chance in the end, because most of the games that Twende have lost this season, they've had to go down to the wire. You just make sure it's as scrappy as possible and get down to the wire. Once you're down to the wire, then you're able now to return and become more aggressive and maybe even just notch it at the death, because they've not been hammered in a while. They've only lost by, the most points they've lost by is by 9 points. As we look at the field goal percentage, from Kema do lead the field goal percentage with 42.1.
Yeah, that's a very, very big difference. Tells a lot of why the scores are where they are right now.
And how about the 3-point percentage, which is almost amazing because they lead by more than half.
And I think if Farm Kenya keeps things at that, then here they're going to pull another famous win.
Yeah, so Twende are simply relying on free throws to make sure that they stay in it so far.
They've been perfect on that line, and I think that is actually has been key.
Well, curiosity is killing me here, because when teams play like that,
getting into the second quarter. It's going to be another interesting 10 minutes. They're underway.
Spencer has checked in for Farm Kenya. Oh, wow, that was big. That was a big block from Koja to reject Buana. I did not expect that. And an easy lay for him right the other end by the impressive young man who plays for the under 21.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that is a big putback.
Oh, basket good, basket good, basket good. Delayed just a little bit, and Hagos will go to the line again. This time he's already now registered a couple of points since he's come on for Twende spot.
Yeah, he's quite an explosive player. You can clearly see that now he's causing a lot of problems for Farm Kenya.
Yeah, and he's waiting on the line. Seems like there's a discussion because I cannot see a referee in my view. Yeah, the basket does stand, and he'll go to the line for one. That's Powell Hagos on your screen. And he gets it. Awet will bring the ball forward. Awet is a big guard.
Yeah, big guard.
Excellent steal. Good play by Koja, and Baraka misses out, and Alvin Otieno bring it forward, and a good steal again. by Hagos, finishes beautifully. And from Kenya are now scoring freely, both from the free throw line and open play. Look at the steals.
Yeah, definitely Hagos has been a menace since his introduction.
Makuchi is just wild with that one. Does not look good at all. Yet another steal. Look at the steals. The difference now are the steals, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely Twende has an upper hand and definitely shows why they have 29 right now. They've tightened up on defense. Their pressure is paying off, especially from those stats from the steals.
Very true. Here's Isaac Otieno.
Looks like David Baraka is having a hard time dealing with Alvin.
Well, I'm not surprised because David Baraka is mostly a power forward and you're trying to deal with a point guard. That makes it quite a bit tricky.
Yeah, definitely tricky.
It's like you who are a shooting guard trying to start becoming a power forward, though. Yeah. I don't expect that. So Alvin, I expect him to score this too, to keep Farm Kenya right in the mix. But when he misses like that, that is not good news for Farm Kenya. They really need to.
I've noticed from the stat share, definitely free throws have been the difference maker because Farm Kenya have literally struggled on the line. But Twende have thrived.
He does get the second free throw. As I didn't see Joshua Athiang check in. That's the number 17 for Twende, the dunk contest champion.
A crazy guy, an amazing, amazing talent from South Sudan. Beautiful to see him in there.
As Ding will leave, it is being substituted. There he is, Mboan Garang Ding, as he goes to take his set.
I'm sure the coach noticed that he might need some breather. He's going to be key instrumental in another part of the game, so he needs a rest.
Ortega misses. Good rebound by Isaac Otieno. And here comes Alvin Otieno. Well, you'll notice that I'm using both names because unfortunately we've got so many Otienos in Coach Chester's team. That is from Kenya.
Very, very, very true.
So that you can differentiate them. You know, we don't want you saying Otieno, Otieno. They will just say Otieno. Let's go with both names so that you know who is who.
Yeah, definitely, Sir Clay. I concur with you on that.
Awet gets the first one.
It's good to see that now from Kenya are slightly now improving on the free throw line because that's going to be key.
Very true, because when we saw the last time we saw the stats, they were at 50% while the Twende were at 70. So
70.
let's see if that improves, though.
So far, so good.
Ariel Ortega face to face with Alvin Otieno. Here's Joshua Thiang. Ortega. Thiang. Koja for three.
A long one. Redeems himself. He scores there, the fast break.
Go for it.
Basically, maybe he wanted some highlight reels since it left.
Well, he knows Okapi Sports Network is online to cover him, and he can show it to the fans and say, you see, this is me. Yeah. Makuch face to face with Ayeko, and Ayeko comes out on top. Hagos brings the ball forward. Picks out Athiang. Oh! Athiang has traveled and he's shaking his head. He's not agreed with the officials there. Neither has the assistant coach of Twende, Coach Morris Obi.
It's one of those tighter things that I just told you earlier. The travel has actually been a menace for teams losing possession because of the travel.
Alvin Otieno, big three, misses out, and the ball will go Twende's way. As we are just in the midway point of the second quarter. The scoreline is still tight.
Yeah, still very, very tight. Farm Kenya with a slim 1-point lead.
All right. Excellent play. Now Alvin to Alvin Otieno. Makuch, wild attempt and trying to go through the defense. I don't think that's the way you go attacking Twende defense. And Ryan Otsimi has just checked in for Twende spot. Oh, there was a foul. Makuchi is already having a word.
Definitely, that was a clear foul.
Yeah, and it's shocking that he's refusing that. That was a foul. He clearly pushed him away after he recovered the basketball. He went in there attempting to score the basket, and then he doesn't get it, and then he decides to push to to gain some sort of relief or advantage. Here is Ariel Ortega. Otsimi. Kick out to Hagos.
Hagos travels again.
Alvin Otieno brings up the ball. Again, good steal from him. For 3. Oh, had he nailed that, that would be a hammer blow.
They went in and out.
Yeah, but he'd still get the rebound, and that is crucial for his team.
A fresh 14.
Yeah. Mid-range shot, misses that one too. As Osimi picks up the rebound. Ayeko just bulldozes his way through, but doesn't quite get what he went for. Here's Isaac Otieno. Oh, he's back on the floor, is it? Yeah. That must be Aboch Simon. Well, you remember there was a guy Aboch Simon just dominated, right?
Yeah, I remember.
He was having a good time that day.
He was definitely having a good time that day.
And he's still lanky as well. Doesn't have any mass though. But he does play like he has mass.
Yeah.
His length is just quite a handful for teams.
Yeah, quite a handful.
Oh, Ochieng was about to take it away, and he does. Easy layup for Abuoch. Well, he's lanky, but he's a finisher. He's some finisher, that young man.
And I think for me that is key, especially for a lanky player. Knowing how to get your way to the rim and score, that's key. Just seen Twende missing a similar kind of like situation with what Farmers just kind of like scored on this other side.
Well, too many attempts from Otieno, Alvin.
But I think for him, the fact that he's attempting and he's scoring some, me as a coach, I'll still encourage him to do that.
Well, they are still in the lead here,
Yeah.
a 5-point lead. The team that did hammer Twende the last time they encountered each other. Twende just need to hold their nerve, don't they? Look at the field goal percentage, Chairman. Look at this.
It's literally tied, almost.
Well, 11 of 38 and 11 of 35.
Yeah. Speaks a lot of why the scores are where they are also.
Too much misses.
Yeah.
Well, with 2 minutes left to play,
From Kenya with a 5-point lead.
yeah. And this is how Twende have lost games this season, haven't they?
This is how they've lost game. I think for me, they need to start taking teams seriously as early as from the first whistle. Remember, being the champion easy, but staying a champion, that's where the work is.
Now that's the biggest challenge, isn't it? But they did retain it, but now the challenge is to try and win it again. And so far this season, they've been anything but the invincibles, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing that Twende should kind of like wake up to is like teams have scouted them, teams have made adjustments, and that is why right now they're kind of like just getting a lot of competition, especially with the team they're playing currently in Farm Kenya.
Yeah, and not just from Kenya. We've seen Vikapu come through. We've seen other teams also find a way to beat them.
Yeah.
You know, when you see that, it seems like they take some teams lightly and then they take some teams seriously.
Very serious.
Yeah. Because if you can beat the number 1 seed in the league twice and then fail to beat the number 2 seed, oh, wonderful from Baka.
They need more of those, especially now as we kind of like are just getting done with the first half.
Another turnover here. Well, it's something very interesting. Even a while back, way back then, we had teams that were dominating, but none of them ever retained.
That's true, and Twende being the first team to retain in a very competitive league speaks a lot about them. So I think for me, the fact that they're the reigning champions, they should be taking teams, especially younger teams, seriously. And as you're putting it, respect them. They should not be waiting for certain teams to bring out their full force and others not to do the same.
They could find themselves out of the competition before then.
Yeah, especially right now, these are the playoffs. You only have 3 games to play. You lose the first one, it means the next one is a must win.
Look at the rebound, chairman, again. Matched, evenly matched. You look at that, it's evenly matched. The scores are evenly matched. Thank God to Nukta.
Yeah.
Nukta are doing a fantastic job.
Doing an amazing
I'm literally enjoying what they're doing because if you look at this, the rebounds, it speaks volume. As Otsimi nails it from the baseline. And Coach Sadat just hammering away with his claps.
And the famous strong claps.
Yeah. And Alvin goes back and just finishes as if there was nothing happening. Baka, face to face with Calvin Ochieng. Well, from Kenya's coach has constructed quite a fantastic team,
Definitely. Yeah, personally for me, from Kenya is one of the biggest surprises for me this season. Them being able to go toe-to-toe with some of the biggest teams in the league speaks volume of what Coach Chester has been able to do.
Well, his recruitment has been spot on, hasn't it? Because you look around and you see how they've been dominating teams, playing their basketball, picking his teams based on the opposition they are facing.
Yeah, and that's kind of like one key, especially knowing he is an experienced and one of the oldest coaches in the league. That's what he's able to do and bring.
Beautiful ball movement. That is absolutely spot on in that we play for Twende when this match finishes off.
And that is the Twende we are used to seeing.
They are not the one that's just begun the game. I think maybe they are going to go back to what works for them.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
when they've gone back to that, they get usually 90% of the time they win the basketball game. But when they're playing individual basketball, or 2 passes and then we are attacking the rim, or 1 pass and we are at the rim, it doesn't work out well for Twende Sports, does it?
I think that kind of play, worked well for opponents like from Kenya. They were able to maximize and use it to their advantage. And I think Twende now needs to get back to what we are used to see. Yeah. That is moving the ball, getting players into their spots, and just scoring. And it is something that I think they've also been doing, especially with their big team in the Premier League, the Nairobi City Thunder. So it's a kind of play that we're used to see. So I would love to see them just going back to that identity. And I'm sure if they do that, definitely they should wrap up this game easily.
You know, it's impressive that you say the big team, but some of those big players are right here as the first half comes to a conclusion. Twende, the reigning champions are just up by a point in this second game of the day. And the chairman, we've enjoyed this so far.
Yeah, I would say so far so good for Farm Kenya. And I think I'm very, very curious to see how the second half of this game is actually going.
Yeah, as we run through the statistics, we can look at the field goal percentage. It's just slightly in favor of the reigning champions, but the three-point percentage is in favor of the former champions from Kenya.
And I think that has actually been the difference of why the scores are where they are right now.
But the free throw percentage, it is just killing.
And I think for Coach Chester, going back to the clockers, they need to look at this and make sure that they adjust on their free throw percentage, because that's where Twende has actually been milking.
Okay, that is it for the first half of this basketball game. Please just give it a few minutes and return for the second half. We'll be right here with the chairman, Moses Musosi, as we look at all the replays. We'll leave it with you just to enjoy the replays of the fantastic first half that we've just witnessed. Welcome back to the second half of this basketball game. We are still chilling here with the chairman, Moses Musosi.
Yeah, I'm here, Sir Clay. A crazy first half.
Well, did you expect that scoreline for me?
I would say yes, especially looking at how the game started. Definitely, Farm Kenya were on the run, so it's not a surprise seeing the scores being where they are currently. Yeah, and I think for me, I would say Twende needs to play like the reigning defending champions. I feel like the defense is not really settled. They're allowing Farm Kenya to just run circles. And remember, Farm Kenya thrives on a chaotic environment. And if Twende allow them to play like that, okay, we might end up having Colchester pulling another very famous win.
Do you remember what last time what happened when he pulled that a famous win? He was over the moon.
Literally looked like a peacock, puffed up, bouncing all over the Umama grounds. Alvin Atieno has actually been a menace from Kenya's side. He currently has 11 points, and one 3-point attempt has actually been something that he's showing that he can play inside, but also he can play outside.
As we get off to the third quarter of this basketball game, anticipate quite it's gonna be interesting as Alvin Otieno attempted there and just got it horribly low.
Yeah, I think for me, with the second half starting, I'm hoping that since Twende went into the locker room, they kind of like just discuss on how they're going to actually adjust and make their defense a little bit more firmer.
Well, you're right about that, because so far it doesn't look like they got something from there. It's pure aggression here from Farm Kenya, who get away with the basketball, and then Isaac Otieno finds Calvin Ochieng. Easy, good. Oh.
He should have made that count. I think that for me, that's like the difference of the experience that now when they're able to bring in. They are executing and making sure they make the most out of their point. We just found Kenya missing an easy 2 points.
Otieno gets it. Oh, an instant reply from Alvin Otieno.
And I think you pointed him out as early as this game was starting that he was going to be key for Farm Kenya, and he's living up to that.
Well, we've seen some menaces today. The people who were not being stopped and they were punishing the opposition.
That's beautiful from doing the footwork itself. And Fahim plays the sweeper.
And Ortega was not happy over there. Looks like he wanted the pass. Otieno again! That's 2 for 2 in this quarter.
I'll repeat again, Twende have to take Alvin seriously, especially as early as now. Somebody has to lock him down.
Well, they're missing their shots, Twende spot, and Alvin will bring the ball up again. He's looking to punish them again. Well, I think, Chairman, we were lucky to witness a game whereby he simply nailed, 24 points in one quarter. I was shocked that day. I was really shocked. I didn't see that one coming.
And I think for me, one of those things is like players need to remember that, hey, you have that in you. Pull it out again, especially in close games like this. Yeah, the field goal percentage right now is 33% to 29 of Farm Kenya, a slight improvement from Farm Kenya, and that is why now the scores are Farm Kenya leading with half a basket. Yeah.
Well, Makuch Deng will go to the line. Converts the first one. He'll convert the second.
Definitely. That's a good improvement from Kenya. The free throw was an issue that I mentioned earlier, and they've improved They've really improved.
And the ball will be brought by Baka. Ortega quickly into Shavanga, back to Fahim Juma. Tumbaka for 3, gets it. He's especially been a bright spark for Twende.
Yeah, he's actually been that player that for Twende, I believe for him, he's taking the work seriously. And I think for the rest, they need to follow suit.
You need to do that very quickly because right now they're getting opportunities. Oh, and it's quite interesting. Well, he's consulting because he felt like the ball should have gone the other way.
Yeah, definitely. Looks like it's going to be Twende ball.
Well, they really needed that because when you see something like that happen.
No, they've switched it. Yeah. The ball has been given back to Farm Kenya. And they make the most out of that. They score it.
Await the player. Here is Mbaka. Into Ortega. Into Ding. For 3 on the corner from Shavanga. Not good enough. And it will be Farm Kenya ball yet again.
And I think you mentioned it earlier. And I think the fact that Twende are only playing with 2 passes and attempting a shot, it's not really going to work for them. The fact that they are known for moving the ball around, getting the ball to their players on the right spots, currently they feel like they're playing literally out of place. Yeah, definitely Dismas Baka with 9 points so far. I think he's actually been a spark for his team.
Okay, the ball into Isaac Otieno, who attempted 3. Misses widely, but it goes off a Twende player, so it will be from Kenya ball.
They still keep it.
Another foul again goes against Twende. They are picking up so many fouls, Twende. They're just picking them up like.
I think with Twende, the defensive formation that they're using right now, literally look like it's a man-to-man, and it has really not been working to their advantage. It has just been giving Farm Kenya an opportunity to run circles around and giving players an opportunity, players like Alvin, an opportunity to actually exploit those small gaps that Twende is leaving.
Okay, Farm Kenya now lose out on that one, and the ball is being brought forward by Twende, and there is an infringement here. The ball will go Twende ball. Blocking foul. Shavanga will inbound the basketball for Twende. Into Fahim. Shavanga will attack the basket. Kicks it out and tempted by Ortega. Doesn't sink. Excellent pass. And gets it easy, just below the basket.
Yeah.
Baraka Otieno.
That is more like it from Twende. That ball movement is what we know them for. They need to keep that up.
The score is tied again, but a wonderful steal from Awet. And he loses out again. Ding recovered defensively. It's too open. Shavanga loses it again for Twende. Awet now will bring it forward, and somehow the play comes down for just a second. Look at the steals percentage so far.
Yeah, Twende have an upper hand.
Well, nobody picked him up. He just walked right in there, picked the ball up, and then he finished. Makuch Deng.
And I think it's what I was telling you earlier. I think for me, the defensive formation for Twende has really not been kind of like showing discipline. It's really allowing Farm Kenya to exploit those small gaps. And that basket just clearly tells a lot.
Shavanga misses out. An easy rebound from Akuch Deng, and Alvin Otieno will bring it forward from Kenya, and good big rebound again. They are hustling this. From Kenya want this.
They want it. They want it. And as you said it earlier, especially from Kenya, now they can smell blood. This game by now, Twende should have actually packed and tucked it in. But Farm Kenya are still alive.
Have you seen Joshua Thiang on that bench?
Yeah, I have.
He's shell-shocked. Yeah, you said it. Sometimes people think it's just a game and we just lost once, and then when you lost that once, you created an opportunity for someone to think they can beat you.
Definitely, definitely. I think for me, Twende, especially being a team that has actually had one of the best runs here in the Sports Insight Exposure League, they know that they should do better.
Well, they're being filmed live when they're struggling on that floor right now because Farm Kenya are not giving them an inch, as Ayeko will go to the line for two. He scores the first one. Look at that bench. You don't expect them to be looking like that, do you?
Yeah, you don't expect them to. They know that they can do better. And I believe that for Twende, especially once this game is over, I hope they watch this game because they'll learn a lot, especially areas that they need to really improve, especially on their defensive part.
And they've not been playing to their identity as well, have they?
Definitely, definitely.
Ayeko has only 4 points, but he's... Whoa!
He was looking for some highlight reels. Again, as I said, especially on a close game like this, you need to make those small points count.
Yeah, it's still just a 1-point game for from Kenya, and they are in this. They are fighting hard, and they are not giving an inch to the champions.
Yeah, one of the things that I respect, especially for Farm Kenya, is the fact that they've not backed down. They've not backed down.
Most teams will have buckled under this pressure. They have stayed with the champions from start. I would like to see how many times the lead has exchanged, and then how many times it's been tied.
Yeah, definitely, I would love to kind of like see that also, because it really speaks a lot on the character that Farm Kenya has been able to show in this game.
Juma with an easy 2 as Awet. Oh, wonderful. Well, that is absolutely magnificent from Awet. Well, what's going on here? I'm curious to see.
From the replay. I don't know what he's complaining about.
Well, I'm curious as well because whatever it is, I think that basket was good.
The basket was good. The basket was good, but there was a whistle. So probably let's see what the referee is coming.
Yeah, surely the basket must be good. The basket surely must count.
The basket surely should count. Probably, I don't know if they want it called as a technical foul, the fact that a player kind of like from Twende just ran across. It looks like the referees kind of like just give some clarity.
Well, if it was a shot clock problem, I think they should allow the basket to count, don't you think?
They should, especially if it didn't really have to interfere with the play itself.
Yeah. We hope that the basket did count. Oh, there was a shot clock problems. That's what we are hearing. The shot clock had an issue, but surely the basket must count.
We're yet to see it registered.
Yeah, because if it's not a basket, then the ball should go back to from Kenya. It doesn't. I think it means that, right?
Probability. Or also, I don't know, do they say that the 24 o'clock violation was there? The basket counts?
Yeah, the basket is good. The ball will go to Twende. I think that's the correct decision.
That's the correct decision because I believe, like, even if the shot call an issue, the from Kenya clearly had an advantage there.
Yeah, and it took less than, what, 6 seconds from there, one end to the other.
Very true.
Ooh, defense just the two big people on that floor as well. Makuch Deng and Awet.
I'm making it very hard for Ayeko to operate inside the paint. And Ayeko is quite a huge player.
Otieno misses out. Makuch, he wouldn't just let it go, and he picks up a foul. I believe Fahim Juma, the guilty party. Yeah, he would not let it go.
He would not let it go, and clearly he was literally inside the cylinder.
And
he's going to the line.
The bonus, I think. Well, they are making it count, and
that's a big improvement from Kenya.
Then, for the second one, misses out. Well, now it goes against them, and they are not happy. When you see that, it's just okay because, you know, both teams want it to go their way. And the scoreline just speaks volume. It tells you that everyone wants it to go their way on this occasion.
David Etiang with an attack.
Awet gets it. Wonderful play from Awet. And he tells them, I can play this basketball game. You gotta do better. Otherwise, I'm gonna kill you guys.
That's a strong, purposeful drive.
An instant reply from the corner by Otsimi. He just keeps them right in it.
Trust me, Otsimi is one of those players from that I can guarantee is not gonna go away. Kind of like put him on a microwave. This goes 54-55.
A tip in.
Yeah, from Ayeko. Big use of his frame.
And here is Alvin Otieno for Famke. Oh, again! Shucks him away and the dagger is in, and he tells Otsimi, you cannot play this basketball game. I'm the next big thing. How about that, Otsimi?
I expect to see that on Okapi's top 10 plays of the playoffs.
Wow! Ding misses out completely. From Kenya can bring it forward now with Calvin Ochieng. He needs to be careful. Misses out again, but this time it's with that man of the moment. Ochieno! Another one! Back-to-back tries, and surely Twende need a timeout
they
now.
Will definitely need to pick that timeout. And I said it early. The fact that they are allowing Farm Kenya to play freely, Farm Kenya are going to punish them.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at those percentages. Right now, the reigning champions are only at 26.1% shooting from the three-point range, which is always their strength. And you look at from Kenya, who are simply dominating in that area. They're simply punishing them. 8 from 14.
Yeah, definitely. And I think I've mentioned it again. Twende have to take Farm seriously. That's one of the best moves of the playoffs. And bang!
The dagger is there.
And he had something to say about that. And definitely the faces on that bench were not happy.
They're saying everything. You can look at that bench and look at the supporters as well. Wow.
Wow. The fan reaction speaks volume.
It starts with the crossover, then it goes to the dagger. Absolutely brilliant try from Otieno.
Another now pressure is on Twende.
Well, I think they don't need to panic. We're still in the third quarter.
Still in the third quarter. The scores are not yet that far off, and the Twende, I know, they can pull this back.
But the problem is this team beat them the last time they met, didn't they?
Definitely, this team beat them, but I feel like the motivation for Twende should actually be, we are the reigning champions and we have a point to prove.
And it wasn't a lucky win. It wasn't one of those that it was half a point. No, it wasn't. It was 9 points. It was clear win for them. Again! They surely need to stop him.
And I said it early, for Twende, defense-wise, they're not that disciplined.
Well, that Twende bench is saying every word you need to know about what's going on that floor.
Twende need to do better. I believe going to this third quarter break, the coach needs to be very, 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 very tough, and he needs to use very, very strong word on the boys.
Because they are not playing anything like what we expected to play. But let's give it to Farm Kenya, who are absolutely a brilliant one-on-one team.
Yeah, definitely on one-on-ones, man. Farm Kenya have really had a field day today against the reigning defending champions.
They've crossed them over. They've attempted to dunk on them. This is unheard of.
It's definitely unheard of. And the fact that also Farm Kenya look this confident, it's something that really, really amazes me.
Surely it will be a common ball. But what I like about the way Alvin plays, when the team is cohesive and they are scoring and he'll definitely make the plays for them. But when it's not possible to do that, he's going to come up, he's going to drop the trays or the 3 points. And for those who hear from us, the CL, we call them daggers, those 3-pointers, we call them daggers, right to your heart. And
Semi with an attempted three, like they're the ones now who are missing these threes.
Yeah, it's always been their percentage for games. Every time they do that, they play very well. Now it's another bonus. They are on the bonus. They've fouled.
They've taken Farm Kenya to the line, and Farm Kenya has just improved drastically on the free throw percentage. And they score that one.
You take Isaac Otieno to the line.
Yeah.
What do you expect? You cannot take Isaac Otieno to the line. He's going to score. He's one of those best shooters you ever experienced.
Definitely makes both of them.
See, he gets another one. The lead is increasing.
Alvin Otieno looks like he just picked a blocking foul.
Yeah, it is a blocking foul. He needs to move away. At the end of this, about to close this third quarter that has been quite a treat.
An electric third quarter in favor of Farm Kenya.
Well, no one would have expected that scoreline yet again, because Twende usually don't take kindly to people who beat them, but clearly they'll need to do better. The time is up.
Time's up.
Yeah, basket is good.
Basket counts.
Yeah, but the basket is good. The decision has been made. The basket is good.
The Farm Kenya bench looks quite dramatic.
They need to insist to get a free basket. The basket is good. The decision has been made. You need to move forward.
Definitely.
Take your time out. Take the time out to communicate to your team on what they need to do next, because we still have got 10 minutes of stopping time. Let's hope it's quite a treat like this one, as we look at our wet.
And I think for me, like the third quarter has just been kind of spectacular from Kenya. And for Twende, quite disastrous, especially how they allowed Alvin in particular to just have his way.
Yeah, he's had his way with them in every side, every moment, every corner. However they want him, he's given it to them.
Yeah, definitely.
From the crossovers to the daggers to the layoffs to the assists, he's done everything.
He's done an amazing job, and I think for me, the fact that he's playing with such level of confidence really speaks a lot on the fact that he's one of those players that have actually grown through the ranks.
No, he has grown through the ranks. I have attempted one time to encounter him somewhere. It was not a pretty game, so
I can try to imagine. So, okay.
it wasn't a pretty game. He is quite a player. As we take a look at the statistics that we have on our screens, we can see they are being matched, particularly on the field goal percentages, but they just do edge on the free throws and 3 points. The Farm Kenya, who are firmly on top.
The free throws and the 3 points have actually been the key difference of this specific game. And I think for me, the fact that Farm Kenya started poorly on their free throw percentage but have improved drastically has actually been a very, I would say, key piece of why they are currently leading. And the fact that now Alvin is having a field day with all he wants to do on the 3-point line, I think Twende needs to do better. Somebody just has to cut and stop him.
Okay, now you can look at the Twende bench and you can make your own stories, talk about it. Maybe they'll come back. Maybe they are already in problems, but we don't know yet because they are the reigning champions after all.
And they know that they can do better, especially for me. Twende has some of the very best talent that Kenya has ever produced, and also Africa. So we have some of those international players that are playing for Twende that can actually pull this game off, so they should do better.
Usually that bench does not look like that, does it?
It does not look like that.
It never looks like that.
Yeah.
They are thinking, they are trying to figure out what is happening. You know, when you're used to winning and winning and winning and winning, it takes so much mentality to get back. You can remember the great teams that have played in the CL, Juno Bain, Dream Team. It comes with the territory. Once you win and win and win, you start to think you cannot be beaten. And once you're beaten, everyone starts to think they can beat you. Even the ones who don't think they can, they start believing that they can.
And I think as we're starting the third quarter, I believe Twende will need to do better, or Farm Kenya will pull another amazing, famous win against the champions.
Well, that will be quite the first time now a team will take on Twende and beat them twice in a row.
Yeah, definitely. And that has actually after a very, very long time. Twende has been reigning for literally 2 years. Feels like a decade.
Well, incredible. Incredible. And they do have Garang Ding in there, the man who loves the pressure, so we cannot rule them out yet.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see, because with Garang Ding, anything can happen.
He might decide to take the game on his own like he did famous for the famous wins against Kibra a few years ago, and then the famous win again in that final where they encountered a team they thought would be dominant, and he just took it away from them.
Definitely. And okay, as you just picked that, clearly looks like he's just taking this personal. Just scores the first basket for Twende.
He's the one who is always come under pressure. He doesn't get. Now he's bringing the ball up. He's doing it now for his team. And you say they're back in it now.
Definitely, for me, like, I feel like he knows that the team can do better. From Kenya just picked a timeout?
Yeah, they have. They have, because they need to stop Ding now. He's the one player in that team you need to stop. If you want to stop that Twende team right now on that floor, it's Ding. And he's the one. Look at that screen.
Yeah.
Excellent screen. Then he gets it back, plays wonderful basketball, and then just nails it.
And he's a smart player. He wanted to get to his spot. Anywhere near that free throw line, he's 100% lethal. Yeah. And just 45 seconds in this game, and Garang has actually pulled back his team now. They're just down a basket.
Yeah, he's assisted a tray, and he's what? He's scored 2 points. So now you're curious of what he's up to.
And I think for me, that is the Twende that we famously know that can play basketball. And for me, if the fact that now Garang looks like he's taking things seriously, it's going to give us a very interesting probably 9 minutes of this game.
Well,
let's see what Coach Chester has in mind.
I tell you, they have now to think about Garang, because you remember a few years ago when the pressure was on the Twende team in the Anila court. It was so high, the Twende team could not pass the basketball from one end to another, but Garang is the one who did it for them.
Yeah, definitely, and they need him now.
On the bonus, on the free throw line, and he took that game and won it.
Yeah, they need him now. They need him now.
It was a famous win against Kibra and Click.
Definitely.
Both those games, everyone knew they were going to lose. It took Garang to save the game.
Well said, Clay.
Again,
And
Garang.
and just like that,
They are right back in the game.
it's up.
Well, he's a big player, Garang Ding. I absolutely adore that player. He is amazing when there's pressure. When there's no pressure, sometimes he doesn't even care that people are playing basketball.
Yeah, and I think for me, the fact that in such moments you're able to see the true colors of players like Garang speaks volume. Speaks volumes.
Who's bringing the ball up?
Garang.
Who's making the assist?
Garang.
Who's scoring?
Garang.
Well, it's his quarter now. He knows there's nothing you can do to stop him. He'll just do what he wants. Again.
Again, Garang becomes the...
Ding. It's just Ding. Oh, right now we're just talking about Ding. We're not talking about anyone else.
That's a beautiful assist to David Baraka, who nails a three.
Well, Garang Ding just doesn't get faced by pressure. And I tell you this, if Garang Ding is on that floor right now, from Kenya would be leading by at least 14 points at the beginning of this quarter.
That's very true, Sir Clay, and speaks volume about Garang as an asset for Twende, especially right now as they're in the journey of defending their championship.
Yeah. And look at who's on the bench for that team. All of them played the whole game. Garang barely played. He comes on when things are not going their way, and he's already turned it around. Now they led by 3.
Definitely an instrumental player.
Well, Alvin has an opportunity to at least cut this lead into 2, and he does that.
Alvin has been a spark for Farm Kenya, especially in this game 1.
I agree with you, but now the experienced player is on the floor, and he's decided to take it away from them, and that one makes it quite a bit difficult to...
And now that is more like it from Twende. They're now playing tough defense, they're locking down spaces, and they're attacking the paint. Now you can clearly see they've stepped up.
Yeah, they're playing very good defense, and that man, again.
He runs into a wall.
And he's balancing the court right now. It's because they don't have him over there. I probably have had him on the front court. Ding, maybe they would have scored another basket. You know, they've come forward without him, and that's a bit of a challenge.
Yep.
So it's still a 3-point game. It's a 3-point game here.
Good pressure from Twende. Good defensive pressure. This is more like it. We should have seen this from the start of the game.
Well, they didn't have Ding on the floor, so. You see, that was wild now from Argos, yeah?
They just need to keep the discipline.
From Kenya now need to step it up.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, today Ryan has been taken to Nairobi quite a number of times.
Nairobi, Machakos, and currently now he's just being brought back from Kisumu.
Oh,
all
wow.
the players have had a field day on him.
Well, maybe he's eager to play defense.
He's eager to play defense, but also the turn, the twist from these younger players are literally making his ankle smoke right now.
Yeah, I'm sure today he'll have to get an ice bath ahead of game 2 tomorrow, because it's a quick turnaround, isn't it?
It's a quick turnaround, definitely.
Ochieng. Yet another foul.
And I think the last 4 minutes, now Twende are playing a structured defensive formation, and you can clearly see the difference.
Yeah, the difference is there to see, and they're not just playing as Mbaka is has fouled out, so Koja is on. Oh, those free throws are crucial for Farm Kenya because they cannot afford to be missing them right now.
And I think Alvin knows that.
Yeah, Ochieng.
Calvin knows that.
Ochieng knows that. I think he knows it because he cannot afford to miss. But try and get one.
Yes, he does get the next one. Makes it a 2-point game lead for the champions.
Another one now. Barak Etiang with another beautiful tray from beyond the three-point line. Good block.
Good block.
A momentous one from Awet, but surely is not. A foul has been called.
Seems like he thought he got the ball.
Well, I'd like to see a replay for that one.
But slightly, his arm literally was on the back of the player, so definitely a push. He got the ball, but also his arm pushed the player.
Well, I think he was lucky with that one.
Yeah,
We have the benefit of replays, though.
Yes.
Well, still quite a long time to go in this one.
6 minutes still.
Well, it's been fireworks, hasn't it?
This game has actually lived to its expectation.
Well, now they are in foul trouble, the champions. However, they will really need to utilize this one, the free throws
I
from
think
Kenya.
this is actually going to be a difference maker for Farm Kenya. The fact that they're getting free throws, they have improved, but they need to be even better. They need to make sure that they punish Twende on the line.
I love to see the young man there. David Etiang has 10 points. And also, you've just seen Andy Awet also has 10 points. The young men are on fire. That is David Etiang conversating with the coach.
Yeah, that's the young blood. And actually, David Etiang, kind of like just seen, he's kind of like just gotten a scholarship to learn and study basketball through BAL, the mentorship program. So big congratulations to him also.
Well, the man of Twende is doing it still. Garang Ding. He enjoys the pressure. He just enjoys it. You can just feel he enjoys it when there is pressure. When you're playing under no pressure, it's not as much fun to watch. But when there is pressure, that is when he enjoys his basketball.
And one of the most important things to understand and also learn especially is pressure tends to really reveal character. And Garang is one of those players that, yeah, shows that under pressure, he delivers.
And he is not using his traditional number one. Yeah, we've come to know him as number one. But today he's using 11.
It looks like he's just doubled the one.
Yeah. Absolutely magnificent from Ding. This is incredible. He's done this for Twende so many times in these SEAL playoffs that I'm now starting out to run out of superlatives for him.
Yeah, definitely. But now he misses that free throw, and he knows it, how important that free throw is.
Well, I can see, Chairman, you are also holding your breath because you did not know what's coming. You were kind of hoping he misses.
No, I think with him knowing what and where they are currently, he definitely needed to score that second one.
And we know he does that.
He does
often.
that.
I'm just loving what I'm saying today. I came here when Farm Kenya were up. I didn't think they needed anything, but there was only one problem on that other bench. That was Ding.
Yeah.
Had they missed that player, this wouldn't be happening.
And I think
The game would have been done and dusted a long time ago.
and I think Twende, and especially the coach, needs to know, especially when to introduce Ding. I think for me, they need to introduce him as early as possible so that
And he nets another one.
Nets another one, so that they get the lead early, and now the coach can kind of like just play around with the pieces he have.
They really need Ding. I've come to realize, you stop him, you probably stop Twende completely. You shut it down completely. Quite an incredible player, Ding.
Yeah, quite an incredible player.
Incredible. I think for everything that Alvin has done today, I think the player of the match for this game, it has to go to Ding, because it looked like Alvin was dead nailed on. But right now,
And I think for me, like the fact that there's a time I could see Ding on the bench and you could see the frustration in his face. He was thinking a lot, especially at the end of the third quarter. And seeing him going back and taking charge of the game, I think for me that is maybe the turning point of this game. Basically him sitting on the bench and watching, especially when Alvin was having a field day inside there.
but we did say that when the Garang came in, we just knew it was going to end. The way it's still ending, it's just going to be him. He plays like that when there is pressure.
And I think I'm also
And
gonna,
now he's just going. It's just going.
I'm going to be on Coach Chester also. I think for me, you as a coach, scout, study. Now you need to find an answer on how you can stop.
You-
Then, especially the fact that he's one of their key players. You need to find a factor.
I agree with you 100%. They should have found a way to stop him, because when even he's not on the floor and you're winning, you must be careful, because once he comes on, everything changes.
Yeah, you must have a strategy. And I believe Coach Chester should watch this game and basically know what he needs to do to kind of like just solve
Look at
the
that.
equation of them. That's
Look at that.
beautiful.
Look at that.
Ball
He starts the move and they get it.
That is the Twende we are kind of like common
Now they're
and love to see.
They're celebrating.
Yeah.
They're celebrating.
Yeah,
They're
that's their
celebrating.
identity. That's their identity.
Look at now. He's just passing the
Now
basketball
they're
for fun.
casual.
He's passing the basketball for fun because he knows there's nothing that the other team can do now. It's over. Now he can show his arrogance. And look at how he trudges off with confidence, knowing fully well that one, the first game is done and dusted.
They've tucked in. They've tucked it in. Hey, but we still got 3 minutes on the clock with Farm calling a timeout. Maybe the coach now has an answer.
Look at the statistics.
That's a special player out there.
Amazing. Look at those plays. He starts the moves, he controls the frame, and then suddenly the team has got space to just score an easy basket. As if it's nothing you've done the whole day.
And I think for me, tactically, Coach Chester, especially on the aspect of defense, it's obvious that Garang Ding, especially as proved on one-on-one basis, he will thrive. He needs to find an avenue where he can work a lot with double teams. They need to get the ball off the hand of Ding. Let anybody, other person, make the plays, but not him.
Yeah, it's true. I agree with you, because we've seen this not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times. We've seen it so many times that you kind of now expect it.
Definitely, and I think the coach needs to scout and do a better job, especially on how they're going to mark and match up with Garang Ding. But hey, Garang Ding, hats off, man. The fourth quarter was all you. Spectacular.
And he scored most of his 13 points in this quarter.
Definitely, that's very speaks volume of him as a player and his character.
From Kenya have got something.
Yeah, they've taken it to 72. They still got 3 minutes on the clock. This game is not yet over. They just need to adjust and find an answer for Garang Ding on the defensive side.
I would like to think otherwise, but I've seen it so many times. I would like to be shocked today.
We still have the likes of Alvin, Isaac
And
inside there, and the
Ochieng as
Chieng.
well.
So
And we hope they do well. Yes, they do well there with our. Well, they are now right back in it again. The game is right back in the balance. Guess who on the ball again?
Garang Ding.
Well, they are getting opportunities from Kenya. They need to utilize these opportunities.
I think for me, this offense is key. They have to get something out of it. For them to actually be able to pull them. Nice. That's good. That's good. Takes them to the line.
But they need to convert.
Yeah, the field goal percentage now it's Twende 39 from Kenya 31, and this difference for Twende has actually been the fact that Garang Ding is on the floor.
Exactly. They were matched up everywhere all through the game, except when Garang Ding was on the floor.
Yeah, that actually speaks volume. For the free throw percentage, definitely now, Farm Kenya have been the better team.
Yeah.
The percentage favoring them at 67% and Twende at 57%. A 10 points difference here.
Yeah, surely that is set to rise as Ocheng has banged the ball in. And
makes it now a 2-position game.
Yeah, they need to just play some good defense. They don't need to get enticed. They've done their part now. The ball is not on Ding. They shouldn't allow it to go back.
That's it.
See?
That's better.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying. Look at the rebound percent, the same. That percentage of the field goals.
That's just the difference, and it's all
How many
tied.
has he missed?
Yeah.
Chairman Ding, since he came on. He's only missed one free throw.
One free throw.
He scored everything else.
And you can clearly see in his face the frustration just missing that one.
The rest are missing. Oh.
Baraka picks a foul and picks it really, really high. I think that's also for me very, very unnecessary. And I think that's the problem that Farm Kenya has been causing when it comes to open transition play on one-on-ones.
Yep.
Twende have been struggling, and now again you can clearly see that they need to remember that why they're back, the fact that Ding has really put them back, but also defensive-wise, they kind of like got disciplined, they were a bit structured.
It's gonna end in a nail-biting finish if he can get all the free throw
Gets the first one.
correct. He banks the first one.
If he scores the second one, basically I might expect a timeout call from Twende.
No, they haven't. They still are playing.
Because I think now the ball will be literally targeting Ding. They'll be targeting Ding, clearly.
Yeah, he got it. Problem already. Now they have it.
Again, this position is so important for Farm Kenya.
They need to maximize on these free
They
throws.
need to maximize. I think it's not a foul. I think it's just good defense from Ding that just he was able to push the ball out.
Well, it's gonna set up a nail-biting finish. He got the ball and Ochieng blocked.
Lost.
Oh, now Argos will finish that easily.
That was key.
Yeah. Now a foul here. They get another opportunity.
And an opportunity to go to the
Oh.
line.
Well, they need to convert these as well. Do you have any chance? Or is not a foul? Maybe because I can see. Oh, it is. Surely it is. No.
No, it's not a foul. Looks like it was.
Actually, it's 12 ball.
Yeah, it looks like it was offensive from
Otieno?
From Tieno, yeah. Definitely, the ball has to be going to Ding. And this Farm Kenya making the same mistake. They're allowing Ding to actually get the ball up. What we did the last 2 minutes was what you guys were talking about. Let Ding not be the primary ball handler.
Let the rest have the basket.
Yeah.
But no,
Let-
not him. Not him. You see?
You
Get
see?
the ball back.
How did he miss that?
Open layup. Open layup when you need a basket. An open layup. An open layup. There was no foul.
And I think one of those,
Colchester is just being frustrated, but the call was correct.
one of the, yeah, definitely the call was,
It was
very,
correct.
very
There was no
correct.
foul.
There's no foul. And he kind of like he's just got
Now
a
he's
technical
picking
foul.
them. He's being frustrated over nothing. There was no foul.
There was no foul.
I'd like to
there.
see that again. Let's try and
Let's
see
see
that
the
again.
replay.
But I don't think it was a foul. I think he missed it.
He just missed
I
an
think
open
he
layup.
missed it. I think he missed it. He tried to jump towards the basket and then just missed it.
And I think for me, this is what I was just mentioning earlier, especially for Chester's young players. They need to make sure that, especially the size they have, they maximize on finishing. Yeah, Jeffrey might call a foul. He might not call a foul.
I'm
but an
curious of
open
what-
free layup, just lay
Yeah.
it. Just score it first. Let's become kind of like arguing about if it is an and one, but an open layup, just score it.
He missed it. It was so open and he missed it. And
Sure.
he's the tallest player on that floor.
And I'm sure courtesy of Okapi Sport, he should be able to watch the replays later and watch the replay of the game. You clearly see that
He wasn't.
He wasn't.
He just missed it. Because I didn't see the player himself demonstrate.
Yeah, the
he
player
was
left.
frustrated because he had
missed
missed it.
Yeah, and actually picked himself up and went to play defense.
So they pick up a technical, they pick up a lot, and the ball still goes back to the reigning champions with 41 seconds. They had a chance to cut this lead back to 3 points, but that one now is gone.
I think for me, the fact that Farm Kenya kind of like are now trailing and like they had a very, very commanding lead. I think for me, they need to go back, watch this game in particular, and be able to know when and how to close a game once they have a strong lead. I think they have to find a solution for how they're going to deal with Garangi.
He's been a menace.
It's been a menace, especially the fourth quarter. He's the man of the match. He's the MVP,
Yeah.
especially in the fourth quarter. Since his introduction in the game, Farm Kenya have not been able to find an answer.
You can try to sugarcoat it. Everything that from Kenya has done has been taken away by one person who played only less than a quarter.
That's true. Very, very true. Very, very true, Sir Clay. I concur and agree with that 100%.
How can you let one man who's not played an entire game just walk in there and do whatever he wants to do, and he takes the game away from you, and there's nothing you can do about it?
Yeah, and I think for me, like I think Coach Chester, once this game is done, he has to go home, watch it, make especially key adjustment on the defensive side on how he's just going to be able to solve, especially Garang game.
Yeah, he must solve that one. Solve Ding, solve Twende. Because once he's not playing like that, and you have Twende where Farm Kenya had them today, there was no way they were going to get back in it.
Yeah, definitely.
There was no way they were going to get back in it. The only problem is he's done it several times.
Yeah, but definitely hats off to the other Twende players. I think for me, these players, they have the kind of like a championship DNA in them. They knew what they needed to do. The fact that they had allowed Farm Kenya to actually run circles over them for 3 quarters, I felt like they knew that they could do better, and they've done it. So I think for me, just apart from Garang being exploit and excellence, I think just kudos to every player in the Twende team that suited for them today. I think for them, they've showed character, and I'm sure they need to know that if you allow somebody to feel like they can compete and they can play, they'll take that and they'll give you a run.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Well, 91-83, a very high-scoring game as well.
Definitely a very high-scoring game.
It's still there.
It's still there.
It's still there.
But definitely, Coach Chester should be proud of his young boys. They've stepped up and actually gave the champion a run. So I think for me, there's a lot of, I would say, good things that the boys can actually walk out of this game with, definitely as lessons. But I also think there's a lot of bright spots for Farm Kenya, and especially young players like Isaac, Alvin. They've really stepped up to the challenge. And yeah, they're the next generation of superstars, and it's good to see that they're giving the current generation of superstars a run.
And also, I would like to add to that, Chairman, it's only taken one man to stop them. It's not taken, and the one man it's taken to stop them is extremely experienced, has played basketball for so long. He's been in this situation for so many
long,
times.
yeah.
So they can be proud of what they've achieved here today.
Yeah.
They cannot take nothing away from the reigning champions, but the reigning champions were never in this game from the start. The minute you play step by step, and a team like Farm Kenya, the young men of Farm Kenya goes with you toe to toe. It's why I'm really looking forward to that possibility of whereby I'm able to see how many times did we have a game tied. I like to look at this video later on so that I can count how many times for tomorrow's game, so that by tomorrow's game I know how many times did that lead change and how many times was it tied, because I think it tied quite a number of times.
Yeah, it did quite a number of times, and I think for me, those statistics are speaking volumes. And again, I would say this, proud of these young men, especially from Farm Kenya, but also for Twende, they need to know that they're champions. I expect tomorrow's game, they need to come, and especially by the end of first quarter, we should clearly see who's the champion and who's the challenger. But now if they allow these games to actually be this close, yeah, remember, in the playoffs, it's best of 3. You might fumble the first game. Before you know it, the second game is there, and you fumble it, and you're out.
Well, how many times have we seen that? Saw it with Dream Team, saw it with Juno Bain, saw it. Good teams, and yet none of them ever retain.
Yeah, so Twende is sitting in a very special place, and they need to know that.
Even from Kenya.
Yeah. A little bit scrappy there from Alvin, just to give a turnover, and that brings the game to the end.
I think they are okay. The game is over, and it's been a fantastic evening of basketball from the Sports Inside Exposure League. It's been absolutely sensational. We've seen 2 absolutely great games, but this one surpasses the first one just a little bit, but I think they're both matched. We are anticipating a wonderful occasion tomorrow when the game 2s come around.
Yeah, definitely. If tomorrow is game 2, for all the teams that have played today, remember, if you've lost one game, tomorrow is like a do or die. So the games tomorrow are going to be quite explosive. But the just concluded game of Twende versus Farm Kenya, it lived to expectation. It was quite entertaining.
And I'll have to say that today, Twende are not celebrating because they feel relieved, because this was not an easy game for them.
And they know that they've actually literally dodged a bullet.
This was not an easy game for the reigning champions at all.
Yeah, they definitely have some respect now for Farm Kenya. The first win, they thought it was a fluke, but this proves that Farm Kenya can actually go toe-to-toe with the reigning champions.
And they did need that experienced individual to just come and show now what the next step for Alvin is. As we look at the statistics now, the statistics speak a different view than what we had before.
And you can clearly see, especially the difference makers, David Etiang and Alvin. Alvin with 29 points, that speaks volume of his impact and an influence in today's game.
Yeah, and look at the percentage of free throws and the 2 points. That is just big difference. And David Etiang did not have quite a number of points until the later stages of the game, when Ding now was performing at his best, supplying assists, allowing everyone to move, play off him. That is when David Etiang decided to step it up and add a little bit for the reigning champions.
And I think it's true, having Ding on the court at least gave David Etiang some space to play, because it meant that all pressure and all eyes were on Ding, and kind of like Ding was smart enough to be able to dish out the ball, especially when we had either double teams that were coming towards him.
Okay, as we look at the replays.
That was when Alvin was having his day. Yeah.
Another one. Alvin was having a field day at the time. And we thought he was leading from Kenya to victory, didn't we?
Yeah, clearly at that moment, clearly look at the face. This is when we were kind of like felt like the champions were literally like just perturbed. They could not believe what they were seeing.
I'm so happy that Okapi captured that picture, because when you look at that bench, at that time, they thought it was over. And then
Garang Ding happened.
when he got on that floor, you just knew. And the way you could look at him and you could just see, he's not going to let it go.
And I think he's really, really stepped forward and actually led his team.
Look at that. Leaves 3 players for dead, and then by the time you know it, bang, there's another one. Another tray to almost just sell it and take it away completely.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the fact that Garang Ding now was creating those gaps, that is why David Etiang was now getting opportunities to actually nail such shots.
He is the only player who could do that for that team.
Yeah,
isn't he?
Definitely, he was the only player. And I think for me, it speaks volume. Let's see tomorrow. Let's see what Farm Kenya have as an answer to Garang Ding.
Well, so far, I have yet to see someone who has an answer for that tall and lanky figure, Garang Ding. I'm looking forward to it. And let's just hope Farm Kenya can figure out how to stop him.
They should.
Yeah,
they
because
should.
once you've stopped the rest of the players, you've got one humongous problem ahead of you. And when he's on that floor, everything changes.
Yeah, very, very true. Let's see what Coach Chester will be able to come up with. But yeah, definitely the percentages speak for themselves, and we kind of like just say congratulations to Twende. Yeah, picking game 1, cannot wait for game 2 tomorrow. And kind of like also love to mention Okapi Sport. Thank you for the opportunity for us to be able to stream these game live. Greer Sports, kind of like just sponsoring and impacting the league. Decathlon providing our official bold sponsors, and DTA. These are kind of like the key partners that have been all over and have actually been very, very instrumental. Hey, special mention also to Bavaria for giving us some drinks to keep us energized all through. Back to you, Sir Clay.
Okay, thank you for being with us today. I have been your commentator alongside Moses Musosi. Please join us tomorrow for the game 2s of these spectacular CL playoffs. We thank you for being with us. We'll see you tomorrow right here at Okapi Sports Network.